Hello, good evening, and welcome to Content Creation Model for Schools. My name is Samuel Tom, and I actually want to um, appreciate and welcome everyone to this another, this webinar for February 2026. So, if you can hear me, please drop a comment in the second comment section. Please, if you can hear me, drop a comment. Let me be sure that we are good. Hello, hello, hello. Let me be sure that we are good before I get started. If you're here, just say hi. Can you hear me? Good. Okay. Welcome, Motayo. Welcome, Aisha. Okay, so I believe you can all hear me. I believe you can all hear me. Very good. Okay, so please a minute so that let me know if I can hear myself. Okay. Okay, so I don't think. Okay, so okay, okay. So kindly note that this is recorded. Kindly note that this is recorded, and like they used to say for customer service, this is recorded and it's gonna be used for training. Okay, well, this is recorded. So we're having three modules. This is separated into three modules. The first module is visibility illusion. Then we have the content ladder. Then we have the revenue side. And I'm pretty sure that many of us in our schools, this is not content creation for individuals. This is for schools, modeling for schools. So let's get started. Why most schools are seeing but still struggling? And this is module one, and I'm going to try as much as possible to compress. And if you're getting any punches, any punchline, you can just drop in the comment section. If you have any question too, drop in the comment section, and I will get to respond. My name is Tom Samuel, and I'm the founder of the Tom Collins Academy, and been in the education industry for 2 decades, and been doing this. So content creation is actually the money bag now that any school, if properly utilized, can actually um, utilize this beyond school fees. And trust me, you may want to even shut down your school if you can see, if you can understand, or even get to see the revenue coming in from the content creation of your school. Now, you see, its models is beginning with a reality what most schools owners are actually already living, but they really articulate clearly. And that's today, many schools are visible, you are online, you are posting, you are active, and yet you are still struggling. Now, this is not a contradiction, it is the illusion. See, feasibility gives the feeling of progress, okay? And it feels like growth, right? It feels like momentum, but feeling busy is not the same as becoming stable. Feeling noticed is even not the same as being trusted, and being trusted is not the same as being chosen. I have been there, Oh, when I get to see my dashboard on my insights on Facebook, for example, 3 million, 5 million, I'm visible. Yes, and all of that. But does it um does it translate into growth? Does it translate to momentum? Does it translate into becoming stable? Does it translate into you being trusted? Does it translate into your school being chosen? See, this module is not here to attack visibility. No, I'm not. But visibility actually matters. But without visibility, sorry, but visibility without structure is going to create noise because most schools, I'm seeing, honestly, why I brought this up is I'm seeing a lot of schools now trying to do content, and it's all about noise because this person is doing, I want to do, and it's not properly done, no structure and no income yet, no income. So the question is, so why are you doing content? Why do you want to go into content creation? Popularity without clarity creates attention, not enrollment stability. So, if your school has ever said or ever asked, why are people watching us but not committing? Why are parents engaging but still hesitating? And why are we known but financially stretched? Then this model is not theoretical, it's going to be diagnostics. Okay, so if you hear right, you hear in the comment section. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. So watch this. I'm going to name the tension clearly. On one side there are visible wins. You post regularly, right? You're getting likes, you're getting comments. On the other side there is a silent reality: struggling cash flow, unstable enrollment, administrative pressure. Let me even ask a question that most people are scared to ask. Why content creation? Your school already, you're collecting money from uniform, you are doing this in your school and all of that. Why do you want your school to get into content creation? Why? Now you see your why is very strong that um, will determine the next step of what you want to do. For example, you post regularly. Why are you posting regularly? Is it to get likes? Is it for enrollment? And you'll be so shocked that many school owners, especially in my country, Nigeria, they want to go into content because of two things. Number one, the school opposite us or the school in the other street is into content creation. I can see them, they are getting likes, they're getting comments, and of course, there'll be, something will happen. Number two, enrollment, because that is the bane of almost every school in Nigeria. They want enrollment, they want their school to get to 5,000, and all of that. You see, and in this thought pattern, this is where many school leaders actually live. You see, and it creates confusion. If either you're having a social media manager in your school and you're paying, at the end of the day, you just get to sit down like, why am I paying this guy? Why am I paying this lady? And at the end of the day, you now tell the person, no, we are not seeing results. But you don't understand the content creation model. And you feel results are not there because maybe the likes are not coming, maybe especially the enrollment isn't coming. But please, let me let you know that enrollment is not the bane of getting into content creation. I'm going to say that enrollment shouldn't be the ultimate of why you want your school to go online. If you hear that, please write it in the comment section. Let me know you're following me. Enrollment, hear me, I'm actually drawing. Enrollment should not be the reason why You either engage a social media manager, or you either pay someone to make sure that your school go online on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, or YouTube. No, that should, because for crying out loud. Okay, no, that one will be the next. Good. See, effort is visible, okay, but results are not matching. You think about that and you're like, oh, we're spending money. What this does psychologically is dangerous, and it makes many school owners doubt themselves, and it makes them think the problem is effort. So they post more, keep on telling the social media manager, post, 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 post. I want to see you. If you've not posted for this, they post more, they try harder, they exhaust themselves. But the issue is not effort, the issue is direction. Direction. Visibility has become performance, and performance without intention does not build trust. It only creates activity. You are visible, but you are still struggling. And that sentence alone should tell us something is structurally wrong. Very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. Now, there's a belief most schools inherit without questioning. Okay, if people see your school, they will come. Remember, I talked about the enrollment thought pattern, and you're like, oh, if people see my school, see our uniform, see the building, see the way we do, they will come. And that belief worked in a different era, a time of fewer choices, less noise, and lower competition. But today, people see differently. Visibility alone never pays the bills. Seeing does not mean understanding. Understanding actually does not mean trusting, and trusting does not automatically mean committing. So schools were told to show up online, but they were not taught what to communicate once people arrived. So visibility became the solution we were sold, but it was never the full system. Now, this wrong assumption has cost schools years of effort without proportional return. Now, see, visibility does not equal value at all. Mm-mm. This particular this slide, it introduces what I call the conversion pathway. Now look at it: attention to trust to payment. Attention is cheap, trust is earned, payment is intentional. You're getting understanding why I said, when I talked about what most school owners actually had in mind. They have just two thoughts, either visibility or enrollment, but you can see that visibility does not actually equal value, because one, the visibility gives you the attention, which is actually cheap. Yes, see, attention is cheaper. Anybody can get attention. You've seen online now. If I decide to go naked, it's I can actually get attention. You understand? But you see, attention that equals to trust, which is earned, and when that happens, it's being converted to payment, and it must be intentional. We talked about visibility without structure is noise. I need someone to type that and write it in the comment section so those comment can join and they see. Visibility without structure is noise. So the question is your school making noise? Is your school making noise? Answer that question first. Can someone answer the question? Are you guys making noise in your school? Let me know if you are following me. Just it's a rhetorical question, right? So you need to be affirmative. Is your school making noise? Let me know. Do you think your school is making noise? So if your answer is yes, you need to think twice. You understand? If your answer is, oh, we are making noise, think twice, because we are not talking about an individual. Even the big influencers, the skit makers, they have structure. They have structure. They don't make noise. I'm not talking about the wannabes, skit makers or influencers. You understand what I mean? The wannabes. When I talk about the wannabes, just those people that just come out. But the proper skit makers that actually they've been there for a while and they're making their money silently. They don't make noise. They do their stuff structure wise. You understand? You see what they're doing. You understand their uh, their content. The content. What? Yeah, some are family oriented, some are money oriented, scam oriented, and all of that. I don't need to call their names. You understand? You understood? Structure, structure. A school can be popular online and still financially fragile because attention without structure is just noise. I'm saying that again. Value is what converts attention into trust, and trust is what converts interest into payment. So, if your content attracts eyes but does not explain your thinking at the school, does not explain your standard, does not explain your systems and your leadership philosophy, then attention dies at first stage. Hmm? So, this is where most schools are stuck. They are loud at the top of the funnel and empty at the bottom. Follow me. I know some persons are coming here for practical, but before we get into the practical, you must understand. I don't just go into practical. You must understand the reason, the why you are doing this or why you should do this. Now look at the myth of posting daily. Posting every day does not automatically grow revenue as an organization. Okay, this is just a painful truth. Consistency without direction builds fatigue. Either for you and for the parent and for your audience. And you see, many schools they post daily but says nothing strategically. The content exists, but the message is missing. Parents are not confused because they don't see you enough. They are confused because they don't know what you stand for. So posting daily without a message trains parents to scroll past you. And more content is not the solution, but clear content is the solution. Nice. You see, nice to see, but unclear in meaning. I want you to reflect. This particular place reflects what most school content looks like. Assembly, classroom photos, birthday celebrations, events, blah blah blah. A teacher standing in front of a board talking. These posts are not bad though. Mm-mm. They are not just. They are just incomplete. They're not just complete. They show activity but not intention. They show moment but not meaning. So parents enjoy seeing them, but they are still left asking, what kind of school is this really? Okay, what do they prioritize? How do they think about discipline? I need you, I'm getting somewhere, write them. How do they think about discipline? How do they think about learning? How do they think about safety? And how do they think about growth? If you're a social media manager listening to me, if you're a school owner listening to me, in organization and school content creation is not the same as an individual posting. No, I'm saying that is not the same as you as an individual posting. It's a different ball game. I've just given you asked you some four, I've just given you four intent of your audience to think about discipline, to think about learning, to think about safety, to think about growth. Now listen to me. As a school, your content creation is into the second, the most vital part of content creation, but you will have to struggle to hit it on that part. There are two types of content creation. Number one, we have the entertainment and we have the knowledge industry. Now, in the entertainment industry, it's very cheap. Anybody can become an entertainment. I can go online and just shake my buttocks and boom, boom, I'm good. But you see, the knowledge industry, it requires 10 times of what entertainment would do. Okay. Um So, for example, someone in entertainment posts once, and in less than 24 hours, the person can actually get enough, audience and all of that. But someone in the knowledge industry will have to post 10 times of that one that the other person has done in order to get meaningful audience, because the audience in the entertainment are not the audiences, rather, are not the same with the knowledge. Knowledge is scarce. So, because the audience for knowledge are not people that prioritize social media like that or they come regularly, they are people that actually have things to do. So, by the time they come, they are very intentional and their time actually counts. So, they go to something or a post or a content that gives them the message they are looking for. Am I making sense? S- what? Okay, let me believe I'm making sense. So, your school should not be into entertainment. That is, if you have a future goal, your school message should be in the knowledge industry. In the knowledge industry. Okay. Uh, excuse me, please. The attention trap. A minute, please. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. My browser just can't capture the screen. Really? Trying to bring my screen up. Okay, please. I need to reload this. Okay, apologies. It's coming up now. What's going on? Please. Okay, let me just open the slide like that. Okay. I don't like sharing slides like this. Okay, so let's look at the attention trap. See, attention answers identity. Parents are seeking safety. Okay, now let's look at the mismatch. Schools are saying, look at us. Parents are asking, can I trust you? When content focuses on being noticed instead of being understood, attention becomes a trap. You attract eyes, but you fail to secure confidence. You see, parents are not actually buying excitement, they are buying reassurance. Attention answers identity. But these people that are coming to your own page, they are looking for safety. They are looking for safety. Now look at this there. The attention means people notice you, while alignment means that the right people understand you. So your content is not for people, but it's for the right people. And schools confuse the two and wonder why results don't change. Alignment filters. But you see, attention, it attracts. So are you gunning or coming into content creation for attention or for alignment? Because without alignment, your audience grows, but your commitment does not. Alignment speaks to the people, to the parent who are already searching for what you represent. Now, that is the audience that converts. You are getting to that point. You understand? The audience that convert. Because for me, social media is not about making noise, it's about conversion. Conversion to what? Remember, I asked you, why do you want to start content creation for your school? That is what we want to convert our content or our whatever we're doing into. They like you, but they don't commit. Commit to what? Do you even know what you want? If you're starting content creation in your school, see, this is one of the most painful positions for a school to be in. Emotionally engaged parents will never take the next step on the audience because liking is emotional, commitment is rational. Hmm? Misalignment actually creates what I call emotional warmth without financial confidence. And parents must feel safe before they pay. Now listen, um, if you don't have an answer to the question I asked, why are you into content creation? Why should you school? Let me give you an answer. For me, you can say, oh, this guy is greedy. That one is not my business, but I actually teach school on revenue, on actualizing revenue, and going beyond school fees. So your content creation journey at the school must be about financial breakthrough. Do you understand? Must be about financial breakthrough. Yes, must be about financial breakthrough. Okay, sir, I will try that. Thank you. It must be about financial breakthrough. If, like I said, if you don't have a why, because the next, okay, I think the last module is about revenue. We're going to look at revenue and how you can actually get revenue instead of waiting for monetization. Must be about making money. But are you getting to the part of making money? Whilst the school is, I'm not talking about online school. Online school is one factor out of many. I'm not talking about online school because the whole, the whole, what do we call it, self? The whole thing going on in the Nigerian this thing now, it's about online school, online school, online school. And it's, I'm sorry if you're into online school, but uh, hmm, let's continue. Let me not deviate. Let me stick with what my note. Random posting problem. You see this one? It trains the audience to scroll past. Pish, 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 pish. Why? Because they can't predict what you stand for. They can't predict what you believe. Can't predict what you offer. Predictability builds trust. So when your content has no consistent direction, parents stop expecting clarity from you, and people don't commit to what they can't understand. So you're busy, your school page is busy, your school page, busy, busy, busy. But busy is not the only thing. Active, visible, different. Well, that's it. Activity does not explain leadership. Parents do not learn your discipline model, your learning philosophy, your communication culture. They just see motion. And motion without meaning does not move money. It doesn't. Lately, I tried for over a year. I've not been active on Instagram, even though I have a page because from my Facebook close to my. So lately, I said, okay, let me just keep on scrolling through Instagram while babysitting my baby. Uh, Not schools in Africa, but I'm seeing what schools outside the West are doing. Ah, you would be glued. And if they told you that they have an offer, you would want to pay. Yes, it's that model. So when I saw it this week, I'm like, okay, I've been teaching about digital kidnapping, and my gadget have already kidnapped my thought. You know, like, oh, I was supposed to teach this today, but I am seeing practicals. You understand? So look at this: the school activities illusion. Activities content shows what happened, but know why it matters. You want to show what happened. You guys are having spelling bee, yes, and all of that. See, it documents life, but does not explain leadership. Parents need interpretation. not just observation. And without explanation, activities remain entertainment. So you must ask yourself, is my school into the knowledge industry or into entertainment? I gave you two parts of this thing, but you can actually bring entertainment, but entertainment shouldn't be the main goal of why the school should actually be into content creation. You see, why activities alone don't move money? Remember, my own thought is to for you to make money. Parents don't pay for activities; they pay for outcomes. And your audience does not pay, or they won't pay for activity. They're going to pay for outcomes. And when I talk about outcomes, I'm talking about growth, I'm talking about discipline, I'm talking about safety, I'm talking about clarity, and above all, I'm talking about direction. So if your content does not connect daily activities to these outcomes, your audience cannot justify their commitment either now or in future. So they may admire you, of course, the likes, the posts, the reaction, but admiration does not equal enrollment or does not equal financial conversion. So look at this school A. School A has large following, high engagement, but unstable cash flow. School B, small audience, clear message, strong waiting list for different offers that they've given. Now, you see, the difference is not camera quality. It is intentional communication. School B explain itself clearly. Clarity actually attracts the right audience and repels the wrong ones, and that is power. I learned this last year. Even though I've been in the content creation thing since 2014, but last year actually opened my mind into content creation. I'm not going about content creation when you're shaking, no. I mean, the real knowledge content creation. So you might have small audience, but you can still have clear message and you can still have strong waiting list. If I gave an offer, can you buy? Will I have people to join the offer? You understand? So that is what I mean by clear message. Clear message. And the discomfort test is this: if a stranger saw only your last 10 posts, would they trust you with their child? Would they trust you with, oh, this school knows what they are doing? If the answer is unclear, this is this module has done its job, because discomfort is the first step to correction. Visibility is not the enemy. Please take note. I know you want to have 1 million followers. Visibility is not the enemy, but unstructured visibility is expensive. Now, all I just said is to this. All I just said is to educate without actually attacking you or challenging you, without shaming and correcting you, without overwhelming. You can stretch or you can compress, your thoughts, your visibility, your activity, and all of that, depending on uh, why are you going into content creation. Why are you going to content creation? So we'll move on to the next module, and the next module is the content ladder. So this is going to be practical. It's going to be practical, and I'm going to show you some things you need to understand about content creation. So let me bring this up. Let me bring it up in a minute. The content ladder: how schools move from visibility to trust and authority. Okay, still doing the same thing even when. Okay, please, if you have a question while I'm sorting this, please you can just drop in the comment section. Let me handle this. Okay, please. I'm trying to bring up the second slide. Very good. Okay, the content ladder, how schools move from visibility to trust and authority. Okay, I'm addressing this to, I'm sure school leaders, um, they don't really say these kind of things, but you definitely feel it. Some of you are tired, especially most schools are tired about the content stuff. And if you have social media manager, you keep on asking, I'm not seeing results, I'm not seeing what you're doing, and all of that. Uh, not really tired of students, but they're tired of posting and not seeing results. And some persons that I've actually gotten, messages about when I started this campaign, and some are actually tired of being told that if they don't post more, if they don't show up more, if they don't dance more, if they don't smile more, engagement will magically turn into enrollment, loyalty, and respect. But you see, this particular module actually exists to correct that lie. You see, the content ladder is not about doing more content. It's about doing content in the right order. Hmm? A ladder implies sequence. You do not jump to the top. You climb deliberately. Schools that struggle online are not lazy. They are climbing randomly. Now, this particular part, this module 2, will show you how you as a school can move intentionally from being noticed to being trusted and to being respected and deferred to. So once that order is clear, content stops feeling stressful and starts feeling strategic. You see, this is a real problem. Looking at it, the problem is not effort. Hmm? It's not effort. The problem is order. Order. Many schools are active online. They post every week, some post every day, yet the audience will hesitate, still ask repetitive questions. They will still doubt decisions. They still resist policies. Why? Because activity is not communication. Noise is not signal. Random posting feels productive, but it does not move your audience emotionally or psychologically. So we are not posting for um how do I put it? We post to actually engage the emotional part and the psychological part of our audience. If you don't know that, write it. When we come online, it's to touch the emotional part and the psychological part of our audience. Mm, it's not because we want them to feel good. It's because we want to hit a nerve in them. Mm, you see, when schools post without direction, parents see motion but not meaning. That's why everything in the media is a lie. I'm not talking about your own. I'm talking about the whole Hollywood stuff, from newscasting to film production. They're all scripted because they want to catch your attention. So you, when you want to do your thing, why you just bring up camera and you start posting a child jumping from once, doing exercise? No, a child doing exercise in your school, you're posting on your this thing, on you're doing it at sport, you're capturing everything online. How does that hit the nerve of your audience? How? Are you getting me? Do you understand where I'm going? See, when school posts without direction, your audience, they see motion, but they don't see meaning. And this is why this visual you're seeing on this slide matters. Random activity looks busy, but it goes nowhere. You see strategic direction below, It looks calm, but it moves forward. Most schools fail online because they climb the ladder randomly. They post enrollment adverts before even safety is established. They sell before fear is reduced. And they demand commitment before earning trust. And that order violation creates resistance. Now, here's the core framework. There are three levels. Each level has one job. And all these three levels move in one direction. One, visibility. Two, trust. Three, authority. And each stage prepares the next. We've just talked about visibility, right? You cannot skip one without weakening the entire structure. Now, think of this like parenting. You do not discipline before connection. You do not expect obedience before safety. And you do not demand trust before presence. So, schools that understand this stop chasing engagement and start building what I call belief. Belief. So, the question is, who are you? Who are you? What's your school like? What school is this? Are you following me? So, what school is this? We are getting there. Okay, I just saw a question. If a school has already has all this in place and they're doing income, we're getting there. Well, okay, I want to answer your question, but let's continue. Please drop them, keep on dropping them. Thank you. What are they? Okay, so who are you? Is it visibility answers only one question? Who are you? You see, most of the questions we've asked now that some of us are asking, you will not get answers because now you are getting to see some issues and the problem. You won't get answer because the thing is, I've just said, remember, there are three levels: visibility, trust, and authority. Hmm? Many schools have, okay, let me come up. Many individuals are famous, but they don't have money. So your school have engagement and is famous, but you don't have money. Who are you? If you ask me, I'll say I am choosing. So, not what you offer, not why you're better, just who are you? The job of visibility is to invite attention, not convince. At this level, your audience are not deciding, they are observing. They want to see the daily school life, the real classroom moments, the human experiences, write all this down, the student energy, and the teacher presence. This is why staged photos fail. They look impressive but feel distant. And visibility content must feel lived in. Messy, real, human. Yeah. Now, this is what I call the open door. Nothing more. I said, your audience have given a list. They want to see daily school life, the real classroom moment, the human experiences, the student energy, the teacher presence. Structured. Hey, listen, structured. Structured. Okay? Look at visibility builds awareness. We're looking at the three parts, right? The first one is visibility. Visibility builds awareness, but awareness is not confidence. Your audience may see you, they may follow you, they may like your post, yet still hesitate. Why? Because being seen is not the same as being trusted. This is the hesitation gap. And parents are watching, your audience are watching, but holding back. They see activity, but they don't yet feel safe. And visibility answers, who are you? But it does not answer the children in that school. Are they safe? Do they know what they are doing? Will they handle problems well? So if schools try to sell, it feels like you are pushing, you want to make money by all means, you want to make money more. But if they demand commitment here, it creates resistance. So visibility without progression creates what I call fatigue. It creates fatigue. Now, some questions. The trust, which is the second level. Even if my child is not in your school, but you have an online audience or an online presence, I want to ask the question: if I were to take my child to this school, would my child be safe here? Now, it's not that my child is coming to your school, but I am thinking if I were, because this is where trust starts, okay? And is the emotional bridge. There are people I've met online because we can't see physically, because there's no way they will see me and I will see them, but they have actually bought many of the things I've actually given out because of this level two trust. Even if they won't bring their children to your school, they still ask this question. I've seen people go online, they see schools, and they're like, oh, if I were to be in this area, this is the school my child would go to. I've heard something like that. Mhm. This is the school my child will go to. This is the school my child will go to. The job of trust content is to reduce fear. Your audiences are not looking for perfection, they are looking for reassurance. And trust content shows teacher competence, right? Shows teacher competence, classroom management, emotional awareness, child development understanding, decision making process. So, this is where schools explain how things are handled, how discipline works, how teachers respond to conflict, how children are guided, not how they are controlled. So trust allows parents to relax. Trust allow your audience to relax and enjoy your content. When fear drops, openness rises. And in moment of crisis, trust speaks before you do. In moment of when rumors spread, and that's why many people, when things happen and a parent posts them online, that's when their social media war will start, engage you, and they will keep on doing press release upon press release. See, I'm not here for that. I'm here us to teach you people how to make money. See, when rumors spread, when conflict, because see, let me debate. If your message has been cleared from the onset and visibility comes in, even when there is a rumor, but because you have the trust has been established via the visibility, people will defend you. They will like, no, they know how you've been disciplined, how your school discipline, they know how your classroom management works, they know how this school operates. You understand? You're getting me right. You're feeling it now. Now you're understanding where I'm driving at, right? You see, when rumors spread, because you have already gotten the right audience alignment, remember, you've already had alignment. You are not the one to keep on releasing press release. Your audience, because they are the right people, they will say no, it's not possible. Did you catch it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Hmm. Even me too, I felt that. They will not. Schools with trust content already online experience less backlash because your audience already understand the process. And trust content builds psychological insulation. Your audience will trust the process. They panic less during the event. And this is not marketing. No, 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 no. This is not marketing. This is reputation insurance. So as an individual, even when I teach individual content creation, you should tell them that see, there's what we call social capital. You don't need money. It's not about money, it's about social capital. Social capital means that you have already used your presence on social media to buy the heart of people. Excuse me. To buy the heart of people. So you already have that enough capital. Enough, not the money socially. Yeah. Now, do you know what you are doing? Do you really know what you're doing? Have you gone through your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook. Do you know what you're doing? Authority is not arrogance, it's clarity. The job of authority content is to build respect. Authority content explains things like why do our policies exist? The way we take decisions in our school, why are they made? Why do we have boundaries in schools? Certain standards in our school, which one are negotiable and which are non-negotiable. This is where schools stop explaining themselves defensively and start drawing press release and start leading confidently. The authority content leads opinion. It does not chase approval. And when authority is clear, pressure reduces. See, let's continue. Now, this visual, this visual is very critical. You see, as authority increases, your conflict decreases. So, if you're part of this, you're learning from me now. You need to start doing things so that, because hey, as you're growing your school online, backlash will definitely come. It's not a curse. It's just how things are. Eh? So that's where you need to start building authority content. When your audience understand what this school stands for, how decisions are made, what will not change, they push less, they argue less, and they demand less. And authority creates calm. The tipping point is what I call clarity. Is what I call clarity. Okay, let's go to the money part. Selling. Selling feels awkward when visibility is high but trust is low. Someone asked a question. I've seen the question someone asked. Now we are getting to the money part. Hmm? Have you done your homework to look at your visibility and to look at the trust? It's going to feel awkward when your visibility is high, but trust is low. And this is the mistake we make most times. We're asking for enrollment before safety is established. That leap actually feels unnatural to your audience. You want to sell something that I'm going to be listing in the next module? Huh? It's going to feel unnatural. Trust must come before commitment. And when schools climb properly, authority trust properly, not randomly, selling is going to feel like a continuation, not a request. You see, this locks the sequence. Visibility opens the door, trust invites entry, authority ends commitment. So that person that said we've not been making money, how trustworthy are your content? Because if your audience does not trust your content, you cannot make money. I know the next question you want to ask, so Mr. Tom, what are the contents? What are the content that we should start doing? It's not me that will tell you that one. My job is to teach. Don't ask me that. I'm not selling anything. No. After this whole thing, I wanted saying, okay, if you want to, I have this. Do I have resources, but I'm not selling. I'm only teaching. It's been a long time. I taught this in my community, so I'm teaching. Mhm. I'm teaching really good. So if you want to ask me, so what are the content? What are the things? That is when I will now tell you, okay, let's do a 1 hour one-on-one. Because first, we'll have to, you will make your research, and research is time. Research is time. In content creation, you make research of your competitors, you make research of what works, you make research of what doesn't work, you make research of how to tweak what works, because what works last week is not going to work next week. Do you understand? Because it it's a word on its own. You're listening to me now. This is okay. Physically, it's a word. Online, the digital platform is another word. I can be able to reach 100 people, seeing them face to face, but I can't see 1 million people at a goal. But it's possible I can see 1 million from the online world. So that person that asked the question that we've been doing this, there's no income flow. Now I believe you are understanding why the income flow is not coming yet. Why the income flow is not coming yet. I think that's okay, kid not school. Why the income flow is not coming yet? The ladder. Have you been climbing the ladder very well or randomly? You want to ask them, what income? How? What income are we talking about? What? And sometimes you need to sit down. Hey, I've been in project too. Okay, there was one big project like that you had to look at. It's a very big project that requires, you know, hundreds of millions to. Funnily enough, funnily enough, when big companies want to sit down to bring up a project, you see the social media, they spend millions on it and they sit down to strategize. Question is at the school, do you strategize or you just post randomly? Do you strategize or you just post randomly? Okay, we're almost done for this. Okay, so see, you do not sell first. You do not have money. You do not look for money first. You prepare. So do you have you prepared? Mm-mm. This is what I call strategic patience. Follow me. So look at the metrics. Turning theory into action. Visibility post, a short classroom moment, a real student. The purpose is to be seen, not to convince. Then move on to trust. Hmm? Explaining discipline, showing guidance. The purpose is to make your audience feel safe. Then the authority post, breaking down policy, educating on behavior. The purpose is to lead thinking and not chase approval. You see, each post must know its job. Each post. So, which level are you? Now that you're in content creation at the school, are you on the visibility level or are you on the trust level? Are you on the authority level? So, you must understand that you must be able to be visible for trust to start, and you must be able to have trust for authority, and the income flow should start coming in. So, this is the transformation. When schools climb intentionally, content stops feeling stressful and posting becomes purposeful. Leadership becomes visible. When you stop guessing, you start leading. Because even online, you're leading. And when leadership is clear, trust follows naturally. So quickly, we move on to the part, and I love this part. The Conti, it's the model three. Yes, the model three is called. Hmm. Are you ready for model three? Okay, so let me open module 3. Please, are you learning something? If you are not learning, if you are really learning, please, I want to feel that I'm not talking to myself. Mhm. Please let me know I'm not talking to myself. Are you getting something? Please be honest with me. Are you getting? I need feedback. I need feedback that we are learning. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is the last module for today. Thank God. Revenue by design, turning your school content into sustainable income. That's what most of us, some of us are waiting for. I hope you're ready. And I'm going to begin by naming something. Your school is visible. You post consistently. Parents know your school name. People recognize your uniforms. They recognize your events. They recognize your activities. And yet, the pressure has not reduced. This module is not about content creation tricks, so calm down. It's not about posting more. It's about understanding why visibility by itself does not stabilize the school. See, the visibility illusion is the belief that attention automatically converts into income. It sounds logical, but in practice, it quietly exhausts schools. And what we're about to unpack here is not a marketing lesson. Please. It is a structural conversation. And that's why it's titled Revenue by Design, because sustainable income does not come from effort, it comes from architecture. Did you get that? It comes from architecture. You can see the design there, architecture. That's why I said in the previous module, do you sit down to plan? Do you sit down to plan? This is the hard truth. Most school revenue problems are not caused by lack of money in the system. They are caused by what I call fragile structure. Tuition alone is a weak foundation that is already established. You see, when a school depends on a single income stream, it becomes emotionally reactive. Late payments create anxiety. Unexpected withdrawals create instability. Economic pressure transfers stress directly to leadership decisions. And one external shock can destabilize the entire school. Now, the issue is not that parents are willing to pay, the issue is that the school has no buffer, no diversification, no shock absorber. So, strong institutions are not defined by how much money they make in good seasons. They are actually defined by how well they survive pressure. And survival is structural. So, this is a contrast for two responses. On the left is the wrong response, which has to do with desperation. Like that question that someone asked, I hope it's not desperation. Hold on, calm down. So, you see, when pressure increases, schools often do what we call the react by posting more, discounting more, promoting harder, and pushing louder. And but noise does not equal income. Desperation increases our activity, not structure. Now, on the right is the correct framework. Revenue is not a post. Revenue is a system. Now, content is simply the language that system uses to communicate value. So, if structure is missing, content adds noise. But if structure exists, your content adds what I call clarity. The goal is not more effort, the goal is alignment. Remember what alignment means, right? Now, this is what I call the natural revenue flow. Selling feels awkward when trust has not been properly warmed. 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 Okay, so revenue does not begin with a price, it begins with reassurance. Now, this flow is simple and predictable. You see, visibility introduces your school, trust reassures your audience, authority earns confidence, and the revenue will flow naturally. So, you that ask the question, ask yourself, have you introduced you at the school? Your audience, do they trust you? Now, please take note. When you come online at the content for content creation or whatever, your audience or your audiences are not the parents in your school you see on a daily. Let me drink water. Because that needs to be said. Your audiences are not the parents you see in your school. When you come on, you already have those people there. You can handle them. But you see this one online, you don't see them. You don't see them. So the second level trust needs to be built. Remember, it is earned. It is earned. And when you attempt to jump from visibility, bam, straight to selling, resistance appears not because the offer is bad, but because the relationship is incomplete. And revenue is not forced, it is released. And trust is the release mechanism. Does it make sense? Good. I'm trying to go to the other parts. Okay. You see, content is not entertainment when it comes to the knowledge industry. It is not performance, it is preparation. Content prepares minds, it aligns expectation, and it explains value. So when content does its job, payment, money, income, revenue feels logical, not emotional. Hmm? And your audience do not resist payment when they understand purpose. They resist what I call confusion. So the role of content is to remove uncertainty before money enters the conversation. Do you get that part? Now, this is where your skill is already sitting on monetization assets. Excuse me. You do not need to invent something new. Calm down. You don't need to invent something new, okay? You just need to structure what already exists. Your systems are already present, which are knowledge, systems, experience, and processes. So schools are already knowledge institutions. So yet, most give away the intellectual capital without structure. And revenue emerges when experience is packaged intentionally. Did you get that? Hmm? You already have, the assets, but you have not yet built the capital, which is trust here, which is trust. It's not more money on ads. No. See, do I am a person that, okay, I said fine, you can do ads, but organically is still the best. When I say organically, people trusting you than you pushing it on their face. It's still the best. Let's continue. We've spent almost an hour on this. So you see, your audience are not only paying for education, they are paying for peace of mind. They are paying for knowledge. And clarity reduces anxiety. Oh, seriously? Please, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Ah, God of mercy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, so I hope you can hear me now very well. Sorry, please. Network can be a bit challenging. Sometimes it kicks me out and brings me back. We're almost done. So please let me know what you've gotten from this part. Okay, let me know what you've gotten so that uh, if I need to go back, I will. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good. Okay, I'm going to just start this again from here. I said your audience are not paying for education. Okay, they are not only paying for education, they are also paying for peace of mind, even those online. Clarity reduces anxiety, and guidance reduces fear. So, you want to start a monetization part in your content creation. Look at, you can talk about workshop on discipline, guides on study habit, screen time management, child behavior seminars. I'm not gonna teach you. I'm just giving you this time. I'm not gonna teach you how to go about this. You should think about, make a research on how to go about this. You see, when schools teach parents or your audience, trust deepens and trust converts, because that is where you money will come from. And this is not exploitation, it is service with structure. You see, now I'm going to expand the income beyond academic calendar. Empty school periods are not breaks, they are unused capacity. Holiday programs, clubs, skill-based extend. I know some of us are doing this. You see, your infrastructure already exists, your staff already exists, your demand already exists, but the only structure for the content creation is missing here. Is missing. So how can you translate these extensions into content creation? Now remember, even if you do these extensions and the ladder hasn't been climbed properly, you will still fail. So not because Tom says you will still fail. So that was how I started with the first module, then moved on to the second module. Now the revenue part. Okay, so the revenue part three is the digital school product. Okay, this is already an asset, and this one sells very fast. This is sells very fast, and you convert your effort into asset. You build once, you sell repeatedly. I teach this so. Now, let me sell you. If you chat me online now, we can build this for your school. You can build this for your school. Let me not shoot myself. But if you want this, we'll do that this week. Am I free this week? Ah. But chat, send a chat privately. Send a chat privately. We can build a digital school product. Okay. First, I'm going to conduct what I call needs assessment. So I'm going to conduct that with you. You want to know how much? Please just make sure you budget between 100 to 300. Just have that in mind, because you do this in the next 4 years, you will keep on earning even without your presence, because you have to sleep. You need to sleep to start making money. And I tell school owners that it's high time you stop thinking about school fees. You stop thinking about content is an oil that can never run dry. Content creation, calm down. Guys, so you see, this is where school moves from labor-based income to system-based income. Now, we can teach your entire school on how to do this without anybody stressing themselves. Do you understand? Without anybody saying, I'm not going to sell low. Am I selling? No, I'm not selling. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. Because some of us will come listen to this. Oh, Tom is still not started. I really don't know what is wrong with this thing. Please, can you still hear me? Have I been talking to myself? Good. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the other slide. Wait, I don't what denomination. Okay, I'm talking about naira, please, because that's where I am. Okay, naira. Okay, the previous slide was okay. This is revenue part one. Okay, this is revenue part two. These are the extensions I spoke about, and this is what I call the digital asset. Okay, digital asset. You can build a school digital product. Then this is where, because some of you are looking at visibility, you're looking at enrollment should not be why you are online. In fact, if you were to ask me, this is why you should be online. Product, product. Your school should have a product. Your school should have a product. Okay, so we can actually do this for you, and you have enough store and enough products. That is another income on its own, without you even going. Every day you are seeing something. Every day you are seeing something. So this is the asset part. Then let's move on. Almost done. See, revenue part two. Schools are training ground for professional expertise, but many people don't know. And that expertise has value beyond one institution, not about the children. Training staff at other schools, mentoring teachers, running leadership sessions, convert experiences into industry income. Authority becomes portable. So all those ones they will know what you do in that school secret. You don't have any secret, for crying out loud. No school has any secret. No school has any unique selling point. It's just that the people around you just want to come to your school physically. Mm, nobody has any unique selling point because everybody is doing almost their own unique thing and almost the same thing. What are you doing in your school that other schools are not doing? Answer yourself. Answer that question. What are you doing? But you can make more money than another school when you do better, still doing the same thing. Still doing the same thing. And the school around you may not be doing something that others outside your jurisdiction are doing, and you can be the first to start. Moving on. Moving on. No, I'm giving you a taste about I'm just giving something to taste ahead. Don't think I'll just give you everything. Look at charging does not reduce integrity, because some of us now be like, okay, how much will I? It doesn't reduce integrity. Okay. Uh, Unstructured pressure does. Schools without financial stability compromise silently. You reduce quality, you tolerate misalignment. Now, structured schools protect standard. Your revenue gives leadership room to choose wisely. So, you see, look at this now. Designing revenue places what are called desperation with boundaries. Your planned revenue removes panic, because if you want to start, this is what we do. This is what most people do. For beginning of the year, they have revenue from school, that's physical school, and revenue from the digital asset. So by the end of the year, you should say, okay, fine, we should make nothing less than $100,000. Then when you now put this as a benchmark, that $100,000 before the end of the year should be our benchmark. Now you can do more than that, but you can't go below this. Then that is where you and your team can now structure on how what we call planned revenue. Hmm? Now, when you have planned revenue, you will know that numbers matter. So, if a digital asset is sold at, let's say, $100, now $100 for how many times? What are the numbers of people you need to make $100,000 within 12 months? That's why it's called planned revenue. And when you have a planned revenue, it reduces, it removes what we call panic. Aligned revenue removes what we call guilt. So you want to know that, oh, people don't know this because this is what people have, this is what many people feel, especially those in the digital or the knowledge industry. They feel that when they're selling something, knowledge, they're exploiting. And I've seen what many people write. Please don't follow that trend though. That coaches. I am a coach too. And please tell me, are you not getting value from this? And do you think because it's free, I can't charge for it? So following that illusion that people will say coaches will just come and be motivated. No, me, I don't motivate to. I don't motivate. I teach you straight up. Straight up. This is just a peripheral. If we want to go practical, we can go practical. Do you understand? And I will charge you for it because this is what I use in feeding my family. Do you understand? So we're almost done. We're almost done. So where are we? Revenue should never be emotional. Structure creates confidence. So you must predict your revenue. You must predict your revenue. So that person that asks that no income flow. The question is, do you even have a revenue flow? Apart from the fact whereby you may not uh, you've not built trust, but do you have a revenue path? What are you selling? Where is the income coming from? Monetization from Instagram or Facebook? No, those ones are just one part of the revenue, which is not even. It may not for now. Starting maybe the first 2 3 years, it may not even come very well. It may not come very well. There are other parts. There are other parts. So this is leadership redefinition. Sustainable schools are ecosystems, not classrooms. Leaders who build systems protect people, protect culture, protect standard. Okay, and leaders who build systems affect, protect people, culture, and standard. Teaching delivers value, but your systems preserve it. So guesswork scatters effort because what 80 to 90% of schools are doing online, they are doing guesswork. It scatters effort. Design concentrates power. So when content becomes structured, revenue stops being accidental. And this is the work I help schools design step by step. Step by step. So if your school content work like an asset, eh, not a chore, what will change in your leadership? Your stress, your decisions, your boundaries. Now, this is not about doing more, it's about designing better. Okay? So, thank you all for listening to me. I'm going to take the next 5 minutes to listen to your questions. First, let me go back and see. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So, uh, okay. So, yeah, the first question. If a school system already has all of these in place and there's no income flow, what's the problem here? I've said so many things. What are the things you have in place? Please list them. Let me know. Based on everything I've said. Okay, so I don't get to what are the things you already have in place? What are the things you already have in place? Okay, then the next question is you shown a slide with various pictures of schools, content creation, classroom visit. You mentioned they were not complete. Can you please explain further? Now, these are guesswork, okay? Classroom, birthday, assembly, they are really not content. They are entertainment, okay? Now, your content should be based on ideologies, should be based on who you are, should be based on policies, should be based on what you do. So no, sorry, not on who really are you. Okay, something that would be off the entertainment part because anybody can do that. but let it be a knowledge-based stuff. I don't need to give you example, but you should understand what I mean. So all of those things are mundane. They are just mundane. Assembly and all of that mundane. We don't want all of that. But because you are already an institution of knowledge, so let's look at the knowledge part of it. That is where your content hits, and that is where trust is earned. Please, my question might sound funny, but this content creation we're talking about is applicable to all social media handles, right? The likes of Facebook, yes, the likes of Facebook, the like of WhatsApp, the like of TikTok, the like of YouTube, and all of that. Because if you're posting on YouTube, you can still post on Facebook, the same content across board. Okay, so Aisha, you can actually send Tom Phonics, let me write tomphonics at gmail.com. You can send a message to Tom Phonics, or if you have our WhatsApp, you can send us a message on the next step. They will definitely respond to you. Any other question? I hope I've been able to answer some questions I have seen in the comment section. So, did we get anything? Did we learn something? Not just a wasted 1 hour, 30 minutes? I need feedback. I need feedback, please. What did I miss? Thank you. Thank you. So if you're not on our platform, please stay. Don't leave. Don't leave because there's another webinar coming in. It was supposed to be yesterday and today, but I can't kill myself. There's another webinar coming in. Remember that the end point of this is so that you make money. Me, am I making money? Well, I am. Now that I've been so busy. So I just have to take 1 hour of my time in a week to teach our community. If you've been in the community, you know that last year we've been doing a whole lot back to back, but this year I don't think I'll be able to do that. In fact, I think I'll have to, we're going to be having a paid community. Yes, so that serious people will be there. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Uh, yeah, learned a lot, but the product, how do we get through this? Okay, please explain when you said the product, how do we get through this? How do we get through this? Explain that before we call it a night. Oh, Mr. Fred, thank you so much. This was educative and helping have a better content on the. Yes, thank you very much for listening. My job is to make sure that we're not doing a miss because, of course, we keep on posting, and the end point of our posting should be about money. So, it should be about money. It should be about money, not as an individual, but as a school and as an organization. So I'm waiting for the other person that says the product. How do we get through this? Please, what do you mean by how do we get through this? So that after that, then we'll call it a 9 days, 1 minute, 1 hour, 30 minutes. The others can learn. Then I get to respond. Then let me go back to my babysitting. Okay, so now, in all I just said, sit with your team. Tomorrow is the beginning of another new week for school. Sit with your team. If you are a school owner here, and I said, okay, you've learned something from Tom Phonics. Now, you spoke about getting the product to get more money. That's what I mean. Getting the product. Let's say something research. Okay, do you mean the digital assets? Okay, please send mm, okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay. Okay, so send when you know what you meant. Please send a mail to this email here now because it's going to go up very soon. Send a mail. Let's interact from there. Explain in detail. Definitely, someone is going to respond to you immediately. That within 30 minutes, you're going to respond. So let's come up with something that you want. See, and let me tell us something. Let me tell us something. In content creation, monetization is not a get rich quick syndrome or get quick rich syndrome, whatever they call it. But by the time you start making money from it, you won't stop. It won't stop. It won't stop. The least the gurus have actually said about content monetization or whatever is starting, it's it's not less than 6 months. Not less than 6 months. It's only 180 days if you're consistent. 180 days. But send a mail to this email and we'll take it up from there. So thank you very much everyone and do have a good evening.